What up, YouTube? It's me, Isaac, coming to you with another edition of My Life. So for breakfast today, my mom made me bacon and eggs, which looks really good. The bacon's as crispy as I like it, or probably even more crispy. So let's see. Oh my God, this is the perfect amount of crispy. So I told you in a couple of my videos that I started playing the Digimon card game. And I've been going to my local card shop. And while I sit there and work out my strategies for when I decide to enter the tournaments and play against the people who aren't playing in the tournament at the time, they finally told me when the tournaments start, which is nice. They said the tournaments start around 3:15 to 3:30, depending on how many participants there are and how long it takes the participants to get there. I won't be entering the tournaments for a while until I learn the ins and outs, the cohesiveness of my deck. Which I am getting better at every time I go. Which is completely amazing. That I've never lost a match in the 3 or 4 months that I've gone. Which is completely amazing to me. And so today when I made my iced hot chocolate, my canister of hot chocolate ran dry, which sucks because I really liked it. I really like hot chocolate. As you can tell by how many iced hot chocolate videos I've done. And I just realized today that we had whipped cream, which if I would have known that we had this, I would have used a little bit of it on in every bottle I make, because whipped cream always makes things taste better. And yeah, I'm looking forward to trying this now that I know that we had whipped cream, and I say had because I used the rest of it in my bottle today. So let's see what this tastes like. Oh man, that's potent. I think there might have been a little bit of the sour grape power I had left in my bottle before I made this. Oh, that is both delicious and off-putting at the same time, because it doesn't really taste like there's, when you get to the bottom of a bottle of drink like this, there's usually a bit of it at the bottom. There's not that entire sense of grape flavor in there. It tastes more like hot chocolate than grape, but there is a small hint of grape in the and the aftertaste, which is how I knew that I had left a little bit of the grape thing and the grape drink in there, which is kind of funny because one of my favorite drinks growing up used to be this drink that my brother got me from I think it was Cocoline, where my brother used to get it, called Grape Ape, which was really good. And something really cool happened. So I'm gonna give me a minute. I'm gonna remove what's in my little jar here and show you what I used to use for a piggy bank. I'd rather not show how much is in there, so give me a sec. Probably more than a second. Dadgummit, come on, you stinking lid. So I have two piggy banks. Both of them my older brothers got me. One, I will have to show how much change is in because I'm not emptying it out, but I had to remove what was in the one that I could. So my older brother Steven made me this one, which I used for the bills, shall I say, which is why I removed them. And actually, I'm not even sure how I'm gonna show this one off without because it's kind of heavy. I think it's like a I don't know how big this jar is that my brother Patrick got me, but it is a pretty good size jar. It's like let's see. I think holy crud, it can. Now, I won't show you how much is in this jar because although that would lessen the weight, I really don't want to spend that much time putting all the change back in because when I transferred it from this to that, to the one Patrick got me, it took me about, I would say, maybe 2 hours to transfer, which I really don't want to spend another 2 hours putting all my change back because that was a hassle. Even with I could actually show you the lid. Even with that size opening compared to what my brother Steven had an opening here, which I don't know why my brothers oh wait, I think it was because my brother did that with a I don't know what Steven used to make this, but well, actually I do, I'm just not saying what Steven used, but the one Patrick got me is actually a piggy bank, which is really nice. Although what Steven made me is also really nice. So I've got something for the bills and something for the change that I have. So it's like two different piggy banks, which is awesome, especially since back in the day, I remember my little brother used to use I remember back when they sold those golden Pokemon cards at I think it was Burger King. My little brother and I both used our golden Pokemon card Pokeballs for piggy banks, and I know my little brother still has one of ours. And actually, come to think of it, I think he still has both of them, which if he does, I kind of wish I could get mine back, but if I don't, I don't. If he keeps it, he keeps it. If I get it back, I get it back. Which I'm really not even sure if he has it. But give me another second while I put the bills back. Stinking thing. Why is it so hard to unwrap? Open that. Wait, let me see. Is that one bill in here? Yep. It is. But yeah, both of my brothers do a lot of cool things for me, which actually I could show one of them here. Although you can tell that I had finished this already. But Steven got me cookies and cream Yoo-Hoos, which I may have one or two of them left. I'll have to check on that. Wait, and Patrick takes me to Patrick's usually the one who takes me to my local card shop, which is completely cool. And they like I said, they the people who are entered in the tournaments, which is usually just me. I usually just watch them play. They when their matches are over, they help me come up. They show me how both my decks work, which this one's still the pink box is actually a starter deck, and my blue box, which can hold I think 2.5 decks in it, is actually what I consider my digidestin deck, which if you know, you know. Although I know they have different cards for different set of digidestin decks. I just haven't had the chance to pull the other set of digidestin cards out of packs, because I'm not even sure which packs have those those cards in them, which I really wish I could use my old, like if I still had my old deck from back when I used to play in high school. It would be really cool, which it used to just be my Angelmon and my Magna Angelmon and Seraphimon deck with a little bit of Devimon and Bergermon in it, which I don't even remember how many times I was able to pull Devimon in whenever I used to play. It always used to just be, I'd always go straight for playing my Magna Angemon whenever I could, and I used to kick butt with that deck. I wish that deck was a lot faster than what it's turned into now, because it's like really too slow to play now. And the new digidestin deck is a lot faster, which I have pulled I'm one of those card players that uses the Yu-Gi-Oh philosophy of Heart of the Cards, which I know is just a mindset, but it seems to actually work for me, especially when I'm playing Yu-Gi-Oh, which I remember back when I used to play in the Toys R Us tournaments with the people that were playing in those tournaments and just swapping cards. I carried around my Exodia deck in my case holder because that was the only deck I used to play with. Just because it had a instant win condition. Although, if I if I had to swap decks in during the middle of a match and use my second deck, it was my Destiny board deck, which is another alternate win condition, although that one was a lot slower than my Exodia deck because I had a lot of draw cards in it. Although when I actually played Destiny board, it only took another 4 turns after activating that, unless somebody had Genzo, which only happened to me like twice, but I was still able to pull. My deck had other copies of Destiny board in it. I just kept those face down, and I didn't activate them until I had to. But I still kept the letters out, except for the Destiny board card. Which the funny part about it was the first time I won with my Exodia deck at the Toys R Us tournament was against my teacher's son. My teachers, and I use that plural because I had both of them for my teachers. It was against their son, and my teacher looked like she knew the exact look I had in my eye, and she looked like she knew what I had in my hand. And I don't know if she actually knew, but it just seemed to me like she knew my strategies because she knew what I had in my deck from school, which that was she knew I had the alternate win condition of Exodia in my deck because she saw me just looking at those 5 cards and asked me what I was doing one day, and I just said mentally preparing myself for if I ever have to play this. And it turns out that like a month later, it was me versus your son, and I was having a blast. I didn't even I knew what deck I was using, but I didn't even expect for me to pull those because it was a 1 in every 8 chance because there was 5 cards and it was a 40 card deck. So there was that, and the first time I pulled it was at was against her son, which she thought was we all thought was awesome, and luckily she didn't get he luckily her my opponent didn't realize what I was getting ready to do, but his mom knew exactly what cards I was holding, at least 4 of them, and I think it was around turn 15 when I drew the final piece, which, if I recall right, and I know I do, it was the right arm or the forbidden one. And then the second time I pulled off Exodia was actually in school like 2 or 3 months later, and it was actually against my principal, which was awesome. And that was within the first 6 cards of shuffling my deck, which my principal did, and my principal also knew which cards I ran because we all just talked about our decks in our Duel Monsters Club, which so we all knew what cards we were all running, and I just remembered my principal was shuffling my cards, and it just ended up being the first 4 cards I pulled: Exodia the Forbidden One, right arm of the Forbidden One, left arm of the Forbidden One, right leg of the Forbidden One. Monster Reborn was in the middle, which was the first 5 cards I pulled. And then on my first turn, which I went first, I pulled the final card, and I just immediately showed my principal, and he was like, "I don't know how you managed to pull that off." And I just smiled at him and said, "If you know, you know." And all my friends looked at me, and they were like, the looks in their eyes where they knew I was about to pull it off. They just didn't think it was going to be that fast, which was absolutely hilarious that it was that fast. And I have not pulled off my Exodia win condition since. Although I did retire that deck after a couple of years. I only had played it for like 3 more years after that. And then I switched to my Destiny board deck, which I pulled off Destiny board like 4 or 5 times after that before I basically retired and just started collecting the cards, which is just awesome to know that I had won all those times with instant win conditions, and it was awesome. I'm your host, Isaac Brummett. Please like, subscribe, share with your friends, leave a comment. Peace out, y'all. Have a good one. I know I sure as hell will. Peace out, y'all.